The lights are out around the famous 410 Mile Ace Speedway. Ryan Millington and Kaden Honeycutt lead the field through the KRC Power Steering Restart Zone. The green is out, and the $10,000 to win Puryear Tank Lines 225, presented by Ken Hepler's Memory, is underway. Lap number one, barely, I believe, may have went to Kaden Honeycutt or Ryan Millington. It's hard to say. That time by 16 one-thousandths of a second to Ryan Millington. As Honeycutt continues to fight on the outside, Millington on the bottom. This time by, it'll go to Kaden Honeycutt for the race lead. Trouble in turn number two. That is Ashton Higgins who has gone around. Ashton was running up in the 10th spot around Carter Langley, Jared Fryer, and Minnie Tyrell. Didn't see exactly what occurred, but clearly we saw the aftermath. Through the KRC Power Steering Restart Zone. Green flag's out, and into turn number one. Honeycutt and Millington one more time. Connor Jones fills a hole up in third, right ahead of Connor Hall. I feel like I'm watching a replay of the start of the race. They lean on one another. New leader, lap 31, Kaden Honeycutt to the point. This is fantastic. This is the type of racing people have come to love from the car store. New leader, lap 32, Ryan Millington noses back ahead.
Does into turn one.
Honeycutt's been working the outside most of this race. Now he's forced to the bottom and forces Millington up to the outside. A little change of fortunes here. Perhaps a little contact in turn number three, maybe. Millington barely able to hang on by 28 one-thousandths of a second. Do not ever let someone tell you Ace Speedway is a bottom groove racetrack.
Absolutely not. I mean, the last time we were out here, we saw probably one of the best battles we've ever had in limited late models. Side by side, Dylan Harville, Boo Boo Dalton looked exactly like this, and Kaden Honeycutt able to make that bottom groove work, though, takes the lead.
In the Aaron's number 16. Caution is out. Yellow turn number one. That is Blake Stallings, I believe, up in the outside wall. And he has hit it a ton. Yikes.
Put you out.
Yeah, we ended up having a left rear go down on entry. And then once the left rear went down, I had wheel cut in the car and the right front brake line broke off again. So we had left rear tire down and no brakes. So it was kind of a bad deal. I was hoping.
Jansen Marchbanks may be headed to the garage because they cannot find his spotter on the spotter stand. That's interesting. Green flag is out. Kaden Honeycutt will lead the field to turn number one. And it looks like he'll have the advantage down the backstretch over Ryan Millington. Tables have turned. Remember, first few restarts in this one, Millington had the lead, and now Millington is playing the chaser instead of the chasee. Where they're able to position things and how you can experience this. Oh, problems for Trevor Ward. Mercy me. Just when it starts to get good, it gets worse. Trevor Ward is off the pace. That car appears to have lost fire. Ugh.
You can see he already took his gloves off.
The gloves are off. Yeah. The helmet is coming off already. I don't know if that's the smartest idea, but hey, whatever. Let's look for the third spot.
Hall running solidly in the top three. I know coming into this race, Tony, we were talking about it's still a long shot for either Honeycutt or Connor Hall to try and contend for this championship. But where they're running right now, Honeycutt, your leader, Connor Hall, now loses the third spot to Chad McCumbee, but still running.
A couple of others I'm hearing as well that are having issues, or at least sounds that way. Yellow turn number four, car number 4 is involved. Hayden Swank is around with 62 laps complete.
And you had a really fast piece to start this race off, so what happened to put you out in the end?
Obviously, you know, the motor was locking up the whole time. It was getting tight, and I mean, unfortunately, you know, it was just we've had a really good end of the season so far here. Hopefully we can get enough money and get another motor to go to South Boston. I got to thank Forrest Reynolds, man. He's really hooked my program up a lot. I think we really had a good piece. Just got too tight. We got tight when the motor started gauding up right there, or something was wrong. We don't really know exactly. We haven't diagnosed it yet, but just couldn't charge the corner hard. I mean, it's just upsetting the car, just changing the driving of it and everything. So I think if we get it back right or whatever, we got a really good car, good motor guy, good rear end people, man. We'll be back strong again, and I'm looking forward to the rest of the season.
Nearly to the halfway point in this one, and it's been a storied one, no doubt. Green flag is out as they race to the KRC Power Steering restart zone. And Kaden Honeycutt, again, with the advantage off turn 2. But look at Millington, able to use that top side and try to draw even in turn 3, but cannot get there.
In the top 5.
Whoa, watch out, turn 4. Kaden Honeycutt had a bumper full of Ryan Millington. And I think Ryan Millington said, I'm about done playing, boys. This thing's coming to life. Little bumper tag off turn 2. Is the door open for Millington? Yes, it is. Millington puts his foot in there and says, I would like the lead back, sir. Honeycutt says, not so fast. He'll lead lap number 68. But this is starting to turn into a dogfight up front.
And again, one of those things that we saw in the Pro Late Model race, that once you get a couple laps, these certain cars really start to fire off. And
caution, yellow is out. Problems, turn number 1 on the outside. Hayden Swank around in turn number 1.
Picked up a vibration in the right front. These guys busted their tails, and I want to thank Solid Rock and Autos by Nelson, this whole team, BTS Tire and Wheel, but got a vibration in the right front. We're back there in 15th, 16th. It ain't no point in tearing the car up, so we'll park it and try to make it better.
Alternator swap for Zach Miracle, too, earlier, by the way.
Thank you, James. So, yeah, more mechanical issues creeping up for everybody here, it sounds like. And on the jump, Millington, that's the best restart he's gotten on the top all night long. Draws even with Kaden Honeycutt. And now off turn number 4, new leader, Ryan Millington on lap number 69.
Honeycutt not going to give it up that easily, though, battling back on the inside. How about Josh Berry right behind them, making that high line work, trying to get behind Chad McCumbee for 3rd. 2x2. This is some great stuff here at Ace. And boy, it is tight right there for 3rd between McCumbee and Berry.
Josh Berry, who was back in about 10th earlier? Same Josh Berry?
That is correct.
Okay, just checking. 2x2 for the race lead. Honeycutt on the bottom this time, trying to get the drive. He does. Honeycutt to the lead on lap number 71.
No, they are not. Millington pinning Honeycutt down pretty much as low as he can to try to force him to run a little bit of that apron. It looks like to work for Honeycutt that time, though. So Honeycutt, nice little battle. It was about 10 laps that they were side by side, but Honeycutt clear. But now Millington, hands full of Chad McCumbee off at turn number 2.
So Honeycutt back to the lead on lap number 76. Now Millington, did he burn up? Well, I'm not going to use the term burn up the tires yet, but did he perhaps upset them and make them a little unhappy trying to race Kaden Honeycutt in that run? Because it looks to me like it was good early and he may have pushed it a little bit, and now that car appears to be sliding and ill handling compared to what we saw earlier. There you see it again. Big bobble off turn 4 for Ryan Millington. He's either got a tire going down or clearly he has burned the goodie, as they say, off those tires. 100 laps complete. There you see Kaden Honeycutt and Chad McCumbee flash by. And if you had any doubts prior, there are doubts no longer. Chad McCumbee is there. The gap was in tenths of a second. Now it's measured in a matter of car lengths. Call it about 3 of them as they cross start finish this time.
You see just a little bit of lap traffic in front of Kaden Honeycutt that he'll start to work into. Not going to catch it these next couple of laps, but you have to start to think 23 laps to go. Think in the next 5 or 10 laps, if this becomes a battle, you could see it right there that it is close enough that it will become a factor.
Oh, look at this in front of the leaders. They're side by side and leaning on one another. Dylan Ward slow on the bottom. Kaden Honeycutt going to thread the needle. Gets by Braden Rogers. Dylan Ward on the bottom. Now Chad McCumbee has to fin through this traffic.
Nearly put 3 wide right there, and golly, that lap traffic really snuck up on Honeycutt.
Top 10 run. Not a win. Oh, problems for Chad McCumbee off turn 2. That car has slowed, Josh Berry has made his way by, and you can see McCumbie wrestling the steering wheel. Something is wrong with Chad McCumbie's car.
I think it might be a right front.
I don't know. It almost looked like the back end was moving back, like maybe he broke a track bar or a hind joint or something, but he's still rolling. He can't get down is the problem. There he is. But he's going to continue to soldier on. With now 6 laps to go, he's just going to nurse it home. But man, oh man, Chad McCumbie cannot buy a break hardly this year. And Kaden Honeycutt, with no pressure anywhere, works around the guy who was pursuing him 5 minutes ago, limping after a failure. And Kaden Honeycutt comes through turns 3 and 4 and is $10,000 richer. Kaden Honeycutt wins the Puryear Tank Line 225 in memory of Ken Hepler. Josh Berry, Connor Hall, Ryan Millington, and Jacob Hefner round out the top 5.
His dad is on the phone down here in Victory Lane. They share a moment together.
Kaden.
Race car. Here he is, Ace. Kaden Honeycutt at Edelbrock Victory Lane. Kaden gets the hat on down here. First thing you said to your dad, this was for Papa. How much was that driving you tonight?
Not much. This is hard to talk about, man. Just he meant so much to me. He was one of the biggest supporters I ever had, next to my dad and mom. Just, oh my goodness, it's unbelievable, man. I had things go our way. I was racing Millington really hard, and we had a heck of a race there, and I had no idea that Chad was behind me. They just kind of kept me focused and tried to keep my mind off of it. And then when Brad said he blew the corner down there, I'm not sure what happened. It looked like he had an issue, but. And we just had some luck finally for the first time this year at the end of these dang races. Just unreal, unfreaking real. We had a great race car. Was not confident rolling in the gate today, and then we made. Thanks, Josh. Thank you. And then we wholesaled this thing before qualifying, and we ended up starting on front row, which is still shocking to me. Just oh my goodness, I just can't thank all my guys for sticking with me all year. We had a rough season, and thank you to DJ, Kevin, David, Jeff, Curtis, also Mr. Nelson. He's battling COVID at the moment. Just thoughts and prayers with him. Thank you, Mr. Nelson. I appreciate this opportunity a lot. Just thank you to all my sponsors, Solid Rock Carriers, Chevrolet, Castrol, Friends of Jackman Foundation, Tony Valento, Rod Wortham, Race Face Advancement.
Yeah, so we've got Chad McCumbie here. And Chad, what happened there? It's a heartbreaking way to end it, but just what did you diagnose it at all?
Man, it's tough, man. It's same exact thing happened the second time. This is the second time the same thing has happened. It's I don't know. There's like an O-ring failure or something in the caliper, and I don't know what's going on. We've got plenty of brake pad left. We've got never had a soft pedal or anything, and there's something going on where like we're losing an O-ring, and it's pushing all the fluid out of the caliper. And obviously I had nothing but rear brakes when I went in the corner over there, but man, I hate it so bad. It's so frustrating. We were really good. We didn't qualify as good as we wanted to, and I don't know why. But man, I'm telling you, like that car was where it needed to be, and it would have been tough to get by Kaden, but he was doing a great job. Congratulations to them, and just wish we could have got to him and been able to race a little bit. And I would have much rather him come home with a P2, obviously, than that right there. So. Oh, it's a bummer, man. But we'll get her put back together and go to South Boston and like that racetrack. Nicky Dawson, his group do a great job up there, just like Mr. Turner and these guys do here at Ace. So great facilities we've been going to and are at last couple of weeks, and maybe we can finally get another win under our belt.